Welcome in, Iowa Hawkeye fans, to another episode of the Hawkeye Tailgate Report. I'm Luke Myers. We got Joey Myers, Austin Myers, Sam Middleton. Everybody's here. Just got back from the Northwestern game here yesterday. We're going to talk about that game, Stanley's performance, confidence in next year's team versus this year's team, and then Kirk's comment that he made after the game he basically just said he'd rather have great defense and virtually no offense. But we'll start with the game recap here, and it wasn't an exciting game by any means necessary, but it was a shutout. It wasn't great weather, so I'll give them that. I thought they played pretty well. Who wants to start?
I don't like it how you don't ask us how we're doing anymore at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm going through some stuff right now, and it's like you guys don't even care.
Well, I avoided that question tonight because I know the collective panel is not doing great right now. So, Austin,
why?
Care to comment?
Nope, not really.
Just to put some perspective here, Austin's a Steelers fan, and they're losing 14-3 to the Dolphins at the 2-minute warning in the first half. So,
sorry to hear that, Austin.
The Dolphins, or as I like to call them, the fourth best team in the Big Ten.
Not a great showing here for Austin early tonight. But I'm assuming you other two fools are doing all right. So we're going to get into the game. Is that all right with everybody?
Okay, yeah. Thanks for asking. I'm doing good.
Okay. Who wants to start?
Utter domination.
You don't get that kind of analysis anywhere, folks.
There wasn't a single doubt in anyone's mind that we were going to lose that or win that.
We'll lose that game. There was no doubt. Yeah.
There was never really a doubt. Let's go. Shut up, Austin.
Yeah, shut up.
It was so like every time Northwestern had the football after this first drive, I watched their quarterback who looks like he looks like he's like a 6-year-old in a 20-year-old's body, like his face. His name's Aiden. Who names their kid Aiden? Like it was so bad.
A lot of people.
They were so bad. Like Phil Parker's just sitting back there licking his lips.
Yeah,
there was never a doubt that we were going to win, but aside from the Tracy touchdown, it was a pretty uneventful game.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I mean, it was straight utter. It was domination. It was Iowa's football. They didn't create many turnovers, but this year they're just great at holding true to, like, they don't give up much yardage. And this was another one of those performances where Northwestern, I mean, they've sucked all year. Let's be perfectly honest here. It's not like we were playing Alabama or anything. But I always expect a little more fight from Northwestern because we hadn't beaten them since 2015, and they are always a pain in our ass. So I was very happy. I really wanted that shutout towards the end. There was a couple times Northwestern was threatening, and defense was able to bend but not break, and just straight and utter domination. There's really nothing else you can say.
You don't see Alabama volunteering to play in Evanston in September. I mean, there's a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason. That somebody gonna say something there?
Oh, I was gonna say, well, we don't really volunteer to play in Evanston. It kind of just happens every other year. But also, I don't know if we can just describe the game as utter domination because, yeah, our defense made them look like children, made Northwestern look like children on the offensive side of the ball, but let's not kid ourselves. Our offense wasn't exactly setting the world on fire. We scored a touchdown on a play where Tracy was covered by 4 guys at the same time and somehow did not get tackled. And besides that, we had one other drive that we put together that resulted in a touchdown, and that was a Mekhi Sargent touchdown run in second or third and goal when our offensive line absolutely busted down. There's 3 guys in the backfield, and he just fought and clawed his way in for the touchdown. But that game was just, I think both of the offensive coordinators had a side bet with each other in that game as to who could score the least amount of points. And Northwestern won because Iowa's defense is better, but I mean, if anybody watches football strictly for the offense, that was the worst possible level of offensive football that you could see in a Big Ten game. It was just brutal.
Well, Northwestern has a pretty solid defense. Like, people forget that. I mean, I know Ohio State put 58 up on them, but Northwestern's very sound on defense. And also, once we got that 10-0 lead, Kirk was playing ball control. We weren't doing anything. No reason to show anything on film to Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I think
we're going to see some trickery against the Badgers, I think, too, by the way.
I don't know.
That's kind of a bold statement.
There was no reason to hold it back against Penn State and Michigan, and we did absolutely nothing. So I don't know that we were holding anything back, because I think that our offense just doesn't. What we've seen is what we get. I don't think that there's much more to it at all this year.
And I think Kirk even said after the game, like, "Hey, we're not out here just trying to throw up points. We're just here. We're in the business of winning games." And that should come to the surprise of nobody that Kirk Ferentz of all coaches in America said that, right?
Yeah, no, I was less than surprised to be informed of that. It seems like what we've been doing for years, except for when we played Ohio State a couple years ago.
Yeah, I thought our offense, I didn't think they looked that bad, if we're being perfectly honest here. I mean, Laporta was awesome coming out of nowhere there.
You mean Lagota?
Yeah, Lagota, Sam's favorite player, quote unquote, the best recruit coming into this year's class. I think Tyler Goodson would like to have a word with you, sir.
I said I didn't say when it's all said and done. I don't remember what I said, but I meant like by the time they all graduate. Obviously, yeah, Tyler, but he doesn't count. He's basically an NFL player. So.
Oof. Already. Yeah. And
he could play for the Steelers, that's for sure.
I also think Stanley performed pretty well the other day. His numbers weren't great, but he was throwing some pretty good balls. He might have had one or two errant passes, but the wide receivers also dropped like 3 or 4. So like
Nico.
Yeah, Nico dropped a couple. Tracy might have dropped 1, I think. But he had a great game, so can't knock him for that. All in all, I was thoroughly impressed with Stanley's performance. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I wasn't upset with his performance. There's definitely room for improvement, but I don't know. He didn't do anything too bad that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just kind of with the offense in general this year, I think all of his performances are more or less, it's what it is. He's not lighting up the stat sheets like we expected, or he's not throwing for nearly the touchdown passes like we thought, but he's also not just like sucking really, really bad and throwing like stupid interceptions. So it's kind of just like another workman-like performance from him. Not great, not terrible, plenty good enough to win you a game against Northwestern.
One note I would like to add, Oliver Martin again didn't get anything.
I think he was in for 2 rushing plays or something?
He was in for a run play, I know that.
Yeah.
That's it.
I just don't get it. You figured when Brandon Smith went down that...
it's like they ran every formation in the entire world that didn't have him in there.
Yeah.
Because when Smith's playing, we have Tracy. Tracy sees a ton of game action.
I think
you go, Austin.
Well, I know that I read that Brandon Smith's injury wasn't necessarily going to correlate to more playing time for Oliver Martin, because Brandon Smith plays the X receiver position in our offense, and Oliver Martin doesn't at all, apparently. So I wasn't expecting that Smith's injury would all of a sudden mean that Oliver Martin was going to be an every down player, but I could not believe. I only remember him being out on the field for 1 play, and I just don't understand it. Why didn't they just redshirt him this year if this is how they were going to use him?
He doesn't have a redshirt year available.
Does he not? Did he?
He redshirted at Michigan.
Yeah.
Did he? No.
That's why they were trying to get his waiver.
So one other question here. Does Laporta's performance mean that Wu-Tang is going to get less time?
Yes.
It absolutely should. He looked so good out there, and he did drop that one deep pass, but there was good defense there, and he gave a good effort after it was tipped. But if he can be that good, I think our offense is gonna be vastly improved here in the month of November.
Yeah, let's not get carried away. It'll be nice to have a tight end target. But I mean, he's still a true freshman. Think of Noah Fant or CJ Fedorowicz type production the rest of the year, their freshman year.
I can live with that also.
Let's also not forget that the first defense we play in November is Wisconsin, and they have just owned it the last few years, so I don't expect that all of a sudden our offense is going to have like the eureka moment now that Laporte is playing and be like, oh shit, we can actually score points consistently.
It'd be nice if they went all Ohio State on Wisconsin.
Oh,
yeah, that would be cool.
I'd pee my pants. I'd be so excited. But
I'd probably get murdered in Madison.
Hey,
worth it.
It'd be good for content.
It would be.
Yeah, it would be. You should really think about us.
Podcaster Sam Middleton murdered in Madison, Wisconsin. Brought to you by Safeguard.
Demerol Oil.
Okay, so we already talked about it a little bit, but Kirk's comment after the game, how he said he would much rather have defense than offense. What do you guys think?
I think that's any coach would say that, honestly. Pretty sure.
Well, yeah, but like he kind of made it sound like he would absolutely take a bad offense and then just a really good defense. But the problem with that is what we have seen this year, where you get Penn State and Michigan performances.
Yeah, where the defense plays well and the offense doesn't do anything.
The
that's
good
when
thing
you get
about
screwed.
it is when you have a defense that's good and an offense that's not as good, your chances of winning, you're going to be in every game. So
that's true.
Yeah, but you're putting a lot of hope into lucking into a couple of touchdowns with a bad offense.
Yeah, but their offense
or a defensive touchdown.
But their offense really isn't that bad. It's not like they have no playmaker. I mean, yeah,
no, they do, but that's the thing. They just can't execute.
But any coach in the world is taking a great defense and an average offense.
Oh, yeah. Like Mike Zimmer says the same thing with the Vikings, and they have a very talented offense, but their offense executes as well.
I was going to say, I don't think that we can even say that this is an average offense for Iowa. They're just straight up not good.
Which doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. Because you got wide receivers, you got running backs.
Our play calling is terrible. We're too predictable.
Yeah, well, for as fired up as Brian Ferentz was on the sideline the other day at that official, hey Sam, pull your phone away, bud. Angry as Ferentz was the other day on the sideline at the official, maybe he should throw some of that spark into his play calling instead of being... I mean, like the other day, okay, it was third and like 7 or 8 3 times, and we ran draw plays each time, and we converted on 2 of those 3. Like, yeah, congratulations on having it work, but also, if those didn't work at all, Iowa fans would be so pissed right now.
Yeah. I gotta say another thing. We might not be happy with the play calling and all that, but at least our coach isn't calling out the players and telling them it's their fault.
Yeah, Scott Frost had another real bad week. He is
what an
just
idiot,
douchebag.
I didn't hate him that bad until I heard what he said this week. Oh, back in my day, if we wore hooded sweatshirts out during warm-ups, we'd do blah, blah. Oh, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
It was freezing.
Also, Scott Frost was wearing a hooded sweatshirt while he was giving that press conference.
Not everyone's last name is Frost, so you're like...
Yeah.
You live
Son
in the
of Jack.
cold.
And then, today at his press conference, I saw a tweet that he was wearing a sweatshirt again. So, like, he's... What's up, Carver? Welcome to the show. But it's like he's trying to get fired right now. He has 8 wins in 2 years. And there was a tweet with, like, the list of Scott Frost's top 10 wins. And it was, like, Illinois twice, Purdue. Like,
Ask Carver a question about the game.
just a heads up for everybody here. Sam's son Carver has joined the podcast. He's 4 years old. Carver, how you doing, buddy? I don't think Carver liked the question I asked.
Carver, how are you doing?
I think he's Mike shy.
Oh, he's doing well.
Do you have anything to say to the listeners?
Go Hawkeye!
Oh
Yeah,
there,
buddy!
There we go, buddy.
We'll take it.
Yep.
We'll take it.
Most life we've seen. Better than our offense recently. So, no, but just another dominating performance by the defense. Offense left something to be desired, but didn't play horrible. Another shutout. First team since the 82-83 Badgers to shut out two Big Ten teams in back-to-back years. So, congratulations to us. I would also like to add that when the Hawkeye Tailgate Report boys attend a road game, what are we? 83 and we're winning 83-0 right now. So
maybe you should go to Madison.
I was going to say, it kind of seems like it's our responsibility as Iowa fans to continue to go to every road game to ensure that nobody ever scores against us again.
Well, Sam's going. That counts.
Yeah, Sam.
I don't have a very good track record of road games.
Here, let me tell you something. I don't have a good track record of attending big Iowa games in general and winning. So, I wasn't at Ohio State in 2017. I was at Penn State in 2017. I was at Wisconsin last year. We lost both of those. I wasn't at Michigan the year Keith Duncan Big Nuts was born. So, not a great track record there.
You know what? You know what we should do for Sam? We should get Sam a flip-up HTR shirt, and he can go stand behind the goalpost, and when they're kicking a field goal, he can flash his tits like Julie Rose did at the World Series. That would be good for content and good for
I think
viewers.
so.
Yeah, Sam. Or we can just brand you a big old HTR logo on your chest. What are we thinking?
I like it.
I don't
Yeah.
hate the idea.
I think we have to make that happen.
He's awfully silent right now. I don't think he likes the idea, but we might just do it.
I'm open for anything.
Oh, yes. Let's go. Sam's getting branded.
Sweet.
All right.
So, this is going to bring us to probably our favorite topic of this podcast. Sam can't really contribute here, but how shitty was Northwestern Stadium?
I can contribute. I've been there.
Oh, okay.
Twice.
All right.
It's awful. For reference, you can watch when the Hawkeyes come out of the locker room, you could literally touch them.
Yeah.
When they're walking out of the field.
Yeah.
It's just like they're right there. How do you get hyped up when it's like you're going to like a Colfax Mingo versus PCM game? Like that's what you're playing in.
Yeah. And so, like, walking up to our seats, they didn't have escalators or anything, which shouldn't come as a surprise after you see the outside of the building. But my best comparison is it's like a parking ramp on the inside. Just walk up a ramp. How many turns do we have to make? 10?
I think we went in a circle like 8 times or something like that.
Oh, it was horrible, and the concessions were awful. It looked like a prison from the outside. They have all this money. You would think, at very least, they could paint it purple or stripe it white and purple rather than that shit tan color that it is. It is just so unappealing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was built in 1926, and it
was the student section.
What, Sam?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Was the student section like it's just super wild?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah, with all 18 people. Yeah, it was just not lit.
It was
On homecoming, nonetheless, too.
Yeah, it was built in 1926, and it literally looks like they've made 0 renovations to it since it was created.
They added the blow up tunnel entrance for the team to enter on.
They added a piece of rubber.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, no, it was like compared to Illinois Stadium last year. Illinois Stadium is night and day better, and Austin hated that stadium last year when we went there.
Here's a question I have about Northwestern, like in recruiting. How do they get anybody to come play there? Like seriously, every home game, there's more visitor fans. Every single one.
Yeah, I was
Because
just
they
going to say that.
dropped $280 million on a new athletic facility. That's how. I mean,
Yeah, but seriously, the fan support. Like, how do you get somebody like "Oh, coach, I want to come check out a game." It's like, "Oh, all right, we play. You can come to the Northern Illinois game, but that's about it."
Yeah.
I want to go to the Husker game, coach. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, but it's like when recruits come and visit Iowa, Kinnick usually has a good atmosphere. It's a nice stadium. They've made renovations to make it better for the fans and the players. Like having as a high school senior making your decision, you get recruited by Northwestern, you come there, you're at a game on the sidelines, you're like, oh my gosh, my high school stadium is not that much smaller than this place. Like, it's astounding how miniature it was. It looked like a prison. I'm almost certain somebody's either been murdered or been dealt drugs in the hallways of that stadium. So, like, it was just so underwhelming. And, like, I just don't get putting all the money into a practice facility that's worth millions and millions of dollars instead of renovating your stadium just to try and enhance it just a little bit. It is disgraceful.
Yeah, and I feel like most colleges have pretty state-of-the-art training facilities and practice facilities too. So I don't really see how that would give them an upper edge. I mean, yeah, it's cool, it's nice to look at, but I mean, when it comes down to it, do you want to play in an atmosphere like that where the fans are nowhere near the field, especially in the end zones? The one end zone doesn't even have fans, and the other one, they're 20, 25 yards off the field. Or would you rather play in Kinnick where the fans are right on top of you and you know that those are going to be your fans on top of you?
Let's be real. We don't really lose that many recruiting battles to Northwestern, so.
Yeah,
well, yeah. But, like, for the amount of donors they have and, like, extremely recognizable famous people, as Joey read off.
Did you just say boners?
Donors, you pervert. But, like, for how many awesome former students that went there, why they should have money to be able to fix that stadium up or just tear it down completely and build a new one.
Yeah, I will say, well, one thing, they did have the trash talk game down pretty well. The fans need to take it easy on us. Step out of the Uber. First thing, there's like, what, 4 80-year-olds standing there just going, boo, Hawkeyes! And then me and Harbin were standing in line for the can, and this one little kid with a foam finger just comes up to us right in my face and goes, Hawkeyes suck, which doesn't sound that intimidating, but it's pretty demoralizing getting heckled by 80-year-olds and then 4-year-olds.
One other thing I'll throw props to Northwestern for, their tailgating scene, for how small the stadium is and how little people go to it, it wasn't that bad. You know? It was very respectable.
Yeah, no, there was this tailgate that was like in a parking lot right across the street from the stadium, and they had like a straight up DJ there, and there's like a mosh pit going on. It actually looked like a pretty good time.
Granted, Iowa fans probably contributed.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I do think a lot of them
sure
were Iowa fans.
But I mean, that looked, yeah. There was one tailgate that looked like it was reasonably fun. And they had a pretty good hot dog stand too, so they had that going for them.
With all the fixins.
A lot of fixins there.
Yeah. But
could you get ketchup on it?
No.
Hell yeah. Ketchup is essential to any brat, hot dog, burger.
Comparing like Illinois to Northwestern last year, Illinois Stadium was better. Their tailgating scene was worse. The atmosphere, I'm gonna say it was better at Northwestern.
Yeah. But that's because there's a lot of Iowa fans.
But
I think that there was more total people at Northwestern, and that's probably just because we happened to go there for Northwestern's homecoming, so there was probably a lot more alumni than usual there. But a lot of Iowa fans too. I would say, and the game was closer too, because at the Illinois game, 63-0, it was like 30 or 40-0 really fast in that game, and there was nothing for Illinois to get excited about. This game was reasonably within reach for Northwestern for a good portion of the game.
Yeah, but can you like just picture buying season tickets to Northwestern football?
That's like $43.
Yeah.
I think they actually pay you to do that.
Well, we overpaid for our tickets then, if that was the case.
Oh, we absolutely did.
Yeah.
But
wait, what did you guys pay for tickets?
25.
He started at what? 50?
50?
Yeah, we just like, hell
just
no.
Scalped.
Yeah.
It was some old
Yeah.
dude who had a bum leg and was pimp walking all over the place. And
Did he have a sign that said free tickets? Or I need tickets?
No, he was just holding them up.
Nah, but all in all, I had a fun time in Chicago. Evanston kind of sucks,
Oh.
but Chicago was fun.
Yeah. Wrigleyville was very fun both nights.
Yeah. Oh, so get this. First night that we go out, we're just walking around, like, didn't have a plan, really. We're just going to any bar or whatever, and we find this one. It's called Kirkwood. We're like, screw it. Let's go in there. Hadn't, no plan or whatever, just walking around, going to the first bar that we see. It's a goddamn Nebraska bar. We picked a Nebraska bar out of every bar that you could have chose in Chicago. We walked into a Nebraska bar. And let me tell you, it was kind of nice inside, and the bartender that we had was fucking smoking hot.
Shout out
Yeah.
Becky. Shout out Becky.
Becky, damn.
And
Becky with a good hair.
she even gave Austin a free shot for his handicap.
For my bum
Pinky.
pinky.
Yeah.
Bum pinky. She felt bad for him.
She
But-
did.
Yeah, the song "See You Again" came on, and I made the joke. I'm like, "Wow, are they trying to make me sad about Paul Walker?" And then I'm like, "Nah, they're just thinking about the '90s
Yeah.
I don't get it.
because they used to be good in the '90s."
All right. Does anybody else got any more thoughts here? Otherwise, we'll move along. 3, 2. All right, we're going to hit an ad from our sponsor here quickly. We're going to go with Demer Oil out of Dubuque County. They got locations in Worthington, Monticello, and Holy Cross. Their website's DemerOilInc.com. Contact them. Steve or Toby Demer are the guys you're looking for. Have them hook you up. It's supposed to snow here in eastern Iowa tonight and later again this week. So it's a
And
great...
in Central
Already is, in
Iowa.
fact.
And it's a great time to get your LP tanks filled up to keep your houses warm during the winter months. So go ahead and contact them. Their phone number is 1-800-433-3835. That's 1-800-433-3835. All right. So I got a question for you guys. Seeing this year's team through 8 games this far, what do you think? Do you have more confidence in this year's team or next year's team?
Well, this year's we're gonna lose
'cause
everybody
they
next
lose
year.
Everybody, yeah.
But we also have
The step back we took this year will be equal to what we take back next year, I think.
But you don't think that this is a very good recruiting class we have coming in?
Yeah, but I'd give it a year or two before
Luke.
those.
What world do you live in where you think our recruiting classes come in and just like make a huge difference year one?
Well, that's true. We are a developing program, but we're also this is like one of the better recruiting classes we've had.
Yeah, Kirk almost never plays, especially he never starts true freshmen. He's had it's less than 20 true freshmen have started in the entire Kirk Ferentz era.
Yeah, but if we're losing as many pieces as you guys say,
We have guys who have already been in the program who will take over.
so you're
Are
just,
you new?
Yeah.
Are you new here?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I'm a firm believer in the quality recruits we have coming in for next year.
I don't. You do
No,
even.
I
do you
am
even
too,
follow
but it's
recruiting,
not on them. It'll be. I think it's the coaches that won't give them a chance to see the field much for a first year or so.
I don't even know if that's the case. I just don't think most of them are going to be ready. I think the guys who play that are freshmen right away are 4 or 5 star guys. We don't get those. I mean, yeah, there's every once in a while it's not the case, but
All right.
who's your favorite recruit next year, Luke?
Well, that's a stupid question.
Besides, they could see the field. Sorry,
Well, I think Deuce is going to compete.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's going to compete, boys.
There's literally
he's
no
not.
chance.
We're going to have 2 4-star quarterback prospects already on campus for a full season before he comes in. He's not going to be competing for that starting job.
Yeah, don't realize Alex Padilla is a really good quarterback.
Yeah, I know he is. But,
So why do you think Deuce Hogan's going to be competing? He's going to be
Because
competing
he
to see if he can wear the red hat that Alex
no.
Padilla is wearing.
for me, it's a lot about, I don't know, I think his personality and, his moxie, he has an attitude and an edge to him, which I kind of like.
And you like his name.
Oh, I love his name. That's a no-brainer.
What attitude?
loves his
what are you talking
deuces.
about? He has some attitude to him. Where have you seen an attitude?
Well, he's certainly not, like, he's kind of cocky on Twitter sometimes.
Really, his commitment video was him thanking God.
Well, he's from Texas. Are we going to really knock him from that?
I'm not knocking him. I'm saying he's not that cocky.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, attitude doesn't necessarily have to be like his badass thing. He could just have a good attitude. I think might be what Luke was saying.
Yeah, he's a solid recruiter, and I just he's not going to see the field for 3 years.
Whatever. All right. Well, I disagree with you guys.
I will literally eat dog poop if he does.
Do something
First
different,
time.
Sam. Come on, not the same old shtick.
Don't be original.
Sam will eat Austin's shit live
Yeah.
on Instagram Live if
Sam will eat poop.
Deuce Hogan starts.
Sweet. That's
Austin Myers is poop.
I will if Deuce Hogan doesn't redshirt next year.
If he doesn't, that's a
Okay.
bold accusation.
Not really at all.
Not really.
Literally no chance he won't redshirt.
All right.
All right. So Austin's poop.
Yep, so Austin's poop. All right, we're going to move on here. But we got another ad here. Are you looking to add your logo to your new business apparel or uniform for your business? Contact Brian Myers at Safeguard Eastern Iowa today. Safeguard is one of the largest providers of promotional products and branded apparel in the U.S. and carries all the top brands of clothing. Safeguard can have your logo applied using the perfect technique to make your logo stand out. Shirts, hats, jackets, uniforms, and scrubs, just scratch the surface of what Safeguard can source for you. Call Brian Myers at 815-535-6840, and he'll help you find the item that's exactly what you're looking for. That's 815-535-6840. Alrighty. Now, we got some Big Ten West talk here. Let's start with, are you guys believers in Minnesota?
No.
No.
Sam?
I'll give you an answer. Do they have a bye this week too?
Yes.
The Big Ten slate of games this week is garbage.
It's true. That's really
A lot
bad.
of teams on
Is
bye.
it like Rutgers versus Maryland?
I think so, actually.
All right. So here's what
I don't think they're anything. But you never know in college football.
they're not good. I'm standing by this, and I'll die by this. Here's their schedule so far. San Diego State, they beat them by 7. Fresno State, they beat them by 3. Georgia Southern, they almost lost to. I think they scored on the final play. They beat them by 3. Purdue, they beat by 7. Here's where they start throwing up points. Illinois beat 40-17. Nebraska 34-7. Rutgers 42-7. Maryland 52-10. All of those teams stink. Every single one I've listed stinks. The team with the most wins right now from Power 5 is Illinois, and they have 4. So,
But Illinois beat Wisconsin, so I mean,
that's just an anomaly. That is
By the transitive power, that means that Minnesota is better than Wisconsin.
so. Really, we shouldn't be worried about the game in 2 weekends. We should be worried about the game in 3 weekends.
no.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. By transitive property.
By
yes.
transit now, but Minnesota's just they're throwing up points right now, but like Nebraska's greatly underachieved. Illinois has been a surprise. I'm not sure about that. Rutgers is garbage. Maryland started hot, tickled everybody's balls, but sucked since then. And then the three Power Fives or not 3 non-Power Fives, they're non-conference. They almost lost to each and every one of them. It's like, yeah, PJ Fleck, you can stand up there and beg for College Game Day to come to Minnesota in 2 weekends when you play Penn State, which you're gonna lose. Like, that's a given. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Minnesota leads the nation in things that they carry onto the field when they come out of the tunnel.
Do we have this talk on the week of college football?
Did we? I don't know. They came like an American flag, and then like a Minnesota State flag, then a University of Minnesota flag,
The
some
Declaration
really
of
big X
Independence.
for some reason, and also an or and like one other random object as well. That's just
The Bill of
I
Rights.
don't get it. It's if you have to motivate your players with like some shtick like that to get them like fired up, it just is a sign of your program is not actually that good.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to watch, though.
Well, and they're probably going to finish with 9 wins in the regular season because their final 3 of their final 4 are Penn State, top 5, Iowa, top 20, and Wisconsin, top 20. So they're staring down a gun barrel right now. People comparing this team to the 2015 Iowa team are morons.
Yeah, but you ask any Minnesota fan before the season, hey, do you take 9-3? They're all, yeah, oh yeah, every single one of them.
Well, that was probably us that was definitely us before the 2015 season also.
I think that was us this year, too. A lot of our predictions were in like the 9-3 range.
I'm just really looking forward to that rematch against Penn State in the Big Ten title game. So
I'm so hyped.
Ooh, you don't think that Ohio State's making the Big Ten championship game?
Did the Nittany Lions die?
Yeah, I
think that Ohio State is markedly better than them.
Yes, they are. Ohio
Where's that
State
game at this year?
way
and
better.
Defense are both elite.
Where's that
Penn
game
State's
at?
got a very good defense and a good offense.
Where's that game at?
I'll check.
It's either at Ohio State or Penn State, Sam.
No, they're playing it at Ryan Field. I think it's at
Neutral
Ohio
site.
State this year.
First sellout Ryan Field history.
It's
Ohio State, Penn State.
at Ohio State.
Nobody just walks into the shoe. Well, it's true. Except for James Vandenberg. Almost.
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 We're not talking about that, though. We've done that too many times.
Yeah. So leads to the next question. Who's winning the West?
Wisconsin.
Steph Curry just pulled up from 35 and nailed it. Anyway, sorry.
My money's still on Wisconsin.
Yeah, until we prove we can beat them, it's Wisconsin.
I got a feeling we're going 9-3, and that loss will be to Wisconsin. Will beat the rest of them.
Wisconsin's probably going to win. Iowa finishes 2, Minnesota 3. But I've been saying it the whole time this season. Hold Jonathan Taylor to around 100 yards, 1 touchdown, and Iowa's going to win. And the last 2 weeks, he's been held at 120 yards, 1 touchdown at Illinois and lost. And they held him to 50 yards last week and 0 touchdowns, and Wisconsin lost. So, if we can do that, if we zone in and make Wisconsin's garbage quarterbacks throw the football, Iowa will be there.
Wait, remember, was it last year we made Alex Hornibrook look like Michael Vick?
No, 2 years ago, wasn't it?
No, it was last year.
It was last year.
Oh, yeah, Sean Byer. All right, yeah. We're past that, though. We're ready to bring that bull back to Kinnick Stadium, so.
Can we one other thing. What a phenomenal Saturday. Iowa wins, Iowa State loses, Wisconsin loses, and Nebraska loses, and that was wonderful. And Iowa State lost in pretty soul-crushing fashion.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. Brock Purdy throwing a pick 6 with like 6 minutes left to give up the lead. It's phenomenal.
I have no idea what he saw there. That was an absolute garbage throw, but I've seen Nate do that same thing before. I'm just like, what do you, like, their commentators are always like, oh, he didn't see the linebackers. Like, how do you not see him? Like, he wasn't really out of the frame. He was right there the entire time.
Yeah, and what is Iowa State right now? 4-3, 3-4,
5-3,
5-3. Yeah,
and they fell out of the rankings again for the second time this season, which is just great.
Things you just hate to see.
That. And this is the best team they've ever had, guys. Let's not forget that. So, I'm glad they feel like shit because they deserve it after beating up our band like criminals.
Did you see the guy that fell
dogs.
from the upper level at Jack Trice?
I just saw that on the news today. I didn't see
What happened?
What the heck? They didn't have any information on it other than a guy fell from the upper level.
Yeah,
Kind of
It's enough reason the Kinnick's better. Tougher to fall from an upper level there.
Austin, let's not make light out of somebody's injury, okay?
or death. We
I don't
know.
know. No, I don't think he died, but I don't understand how you. Like, that's like one of my biggest fears when I'm at like an arena or a stadium.
Yep.
I'm like, oh sweet, we're sitting on the edge. Like, cool.
Yeah, and
Like,
I like even at baseball games, it's extremely worrisome because foul balls are hit and people are leaning over the decks. I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't fall. Because what was it? Probably 10 years ago at a Rangers game, Texas Rangers baseball game, somebody actually did fall and die there. So it's not like and those walls are not.
Those are like, Josh Hamilton. He threw over, tossed him a ball. That was just so incredibly sad. Can we change the subject now immediately?
Yeah. How about that ride in?
Guess that's why they call it
Sin City.
Melrose.
Haha. Okay, so we got thoughts from space right now, but I am supposed to preface this according to Space Cowboy. I believe he said make sure that people who are sensitive to swear words wear earmuffs for this segment.
Yeah, it's
Carver, get away.
A little bit more hardcore this week than it has been in the past, so there is a firm earmuff warning.
All right, so hold on.
This week's thoughts from space.
We'll give it 2 seconds here. It's 2 seconds of silence so parents can
Pause.
turn this off for their kids.
Joey, thanks, Austin.
1, 2. All right. Here's thoughts from space.
All right. Northwestern recap. Holy shit, those guys are bad. But Patty Fisher must have a horse cock because he got jerked off by the announcers the entire game. Pretty excited to see some tight ends actually show athleticism, but still just piss poor between the tackles. That line needs to wake up, or Wisconsin is going to hold us to negative 50 yards. Stanley's performance, still subpar. Make some adjustments at the line and take a deep shot to ISM every now and then. Gotta start stretching the field. Do you have more confidence in next year's team or this year's? A wise man once said, never look ahead and count your snakes before they hatch. Do you buy into Minnesota? The fake idea of college football? Hell no. They might still got 9-3, but they're not more talented than Iowa, regardless of what happens. Who's winning the West? Still Wisconsin. Duh. Final thoughts. Just barely missed those World Series titties last night by 2 pitches, and I'll never forgive myself. God bless those things. Also, I don't ever want a daughter. Ever. AB comeback of the week goes to Scott Frost, who reportedly has been walking with a limp since Saturday. Apparently some football team from Indiana, the Sycamores or something, anally fucked him, and he's in bad shape. I didn't even know there was a D1 team in Indiana. Here's to hoping he finds the loving arms of his sister and she can nurse him back to health.
Oh, he's back, baby. He's back.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Austin, no subtle jabs at you this week, so...
Yeah, it was nice for him to take a week off of that.
Congratulations there. Has anybody else got anything for this podcast?
I got one more thing. To any of you Packers fans out there who might want to think that pass that Aaron Rodgers threw last night that was caught for a touchdown was intentional, feel free to start a Twitter argument with me because he was full-blown throwing that away, and that ended up being the luckiest pass, and of course now he's going to get blown for it for the next 3 years. And you know what? If the week before that, Kirk Cousins had a very fine touchdown pass to Adam Thielen in the first half. Crickets. Nothing. And another thing, the Packers just beat the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes, and they are getting praised for it. This week, the Vikings play the Chiefs, and I hope Patrick Mahomes plays because I know the Vikings will still win, and then we can say that we beat them with Mahomes, because if we beat them without Mahomes, people are going to say, oh, well, it's because they didn't have Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes, fucking play this week.
Yeah, get your pussy ass back from a dislocated kneecap.
Yeah, somebody sent me a link of that Aaron Rodgers throw. I didn't see it.
It was a better effort by the wide receiver, if I'm being perfectly honest here, because that was a hell of a snag.
Who was the receiver?
I don't even know.
Williams. I think it was the running back.
Oh, Jamal Williams, yeah.
It was one hell of a fucking play, but it was a throwaway.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't picked.
Hey,
Are we still recording?
Yeah, and that was Joey's rightful rant that we didn't know was coming there, so...
Brought to you by
Safeguard Iowa.
There's absolutely no Vikings fan bias in that rant either.
Well, I mean, he's right, but I'm not...
Well, you have been cheering about the Steelers the whole time, so...
And I haven't really been cheering about them. There was one play where they got an interception that I got a bit excited, but, I mean, at the end of the day, they're still losing to the Dolphins 14-10 in the third quarter, so...
Who got their touchdown? Was it Juju?
No.
No. It was Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
Oh, and that Bears loss yesterday was comical as hell. And Keith Duncan has to be licking his chops right now.
Yeah, Keith... He's not going to leave early. He's only a junior.
Dude, I don't know. Racinos and Kane, neither of them can get a job in the NFL with how terrible kickers are. It just kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, I agree.
Our boy Keith Duncan deserves a shout out as well. Hit 2 more field goals, and I mean, I think he's just like 1 or 2 off the pace of the NCAA record. So keep on keeping on, Big Nuts. Hopefully, can.
I don't want him to get that record because that means we suck.
It's not a great record to have.
But saying you don't want a record, like, it's kind of.
You don't want a lot of records.
Well, whatever. All right. So, bye week now. Get healthy as we can. Maybe we fire up our offense here in this little break. Brian Ferentz dislodges his head from his butt. Basketball season starts next Friday. So next Monday's podcast will be a basketball season preview since it's a bye week.
Was it exhibition or is it?
November 8th is their first game against us.
Well,
who do we have our exhibition against?
We got an exhibition against Lindsey Wilson on Monday.
Yeah. So
while we're doing the podcast.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have to pay like I have the last 4 years for BTM Plus, and like 9 people are gonna ask me for my login. Are you telling me that's what's gonna happen?
That's exactly how that works.
Well,
yes.
here's how it's going. We're gonna have another ticket giveaway sponsored by one of our 2 sponsors here for that first game of the year. So we'll have 2 tickets for that and free tickets. And it's not the most exciting contest, but it's free tickets. Never turn that down. Anything else,
Instead
guys?
of giving away free tickets, you could just like give them to me.
We're not a charity, Sam. Alrighty, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening.
I got something.
All right.
You asked if anybody had anything else, and then you tried wrapping it up before I could say anything. So don't bitch at me. Okay? One plug here. I went to the gym for the first time in like 4 months today, so if you see me looking like a snack tomorrow, that's why.
Jeez.
Attaboy, Stu.
What did you say?
Austin went to the gym.
Yeah, I said I went to the gym for the first time in like 4 months today, so if you see me looking like a snack tomorrow, that's why.
I thought you were looking slim.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Hawkeye Tailgate Report. Subscribe to the show on Podbean and iTunes. Just search for us there. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. The show's Twitter is go_Hawks Iowa. My Twitter is Myers_Luke. Joey's is JoeMama2196. Austin's is Myers Austin. And Sam's is at SAMMMIDD. Thanks for listening, guys. Enjoy the bye week and go Hawks.